So it looked like Jemele Hill has called Caitlin Clark a racist after new footage surfaced of the Ryan Howard exchange.
Caitlin Clark just wanted to play basketball, but now she's found herself at the center of one of the most heated media storms in women's sports history. Why? Because she dared to defend herself on the court, and media personalities like Jemele Hill are now going after her on national television. This isn't just a sports story anymore. It's a cultural battle.
What I don't like about how many of the men with these platforms are shaping the conversation is that they're reducing it.
And Caitlin Clark? She's not backing down. Let's break it down. The incident that sparked it all. The tension started during a heated game between the Indiana Fever and the Chicago Sky. Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's hottest rookie, national sensation, and jersey sales leader, was being targeted. Again, physical play is part of basketball, but what happened to Clark crossed the line. She was body checked, pushed, mocked, and then, just when you thought it couldn't get worse, a flagrant foul sent her crashing to the floor.
Ryan Howard was up in her grill all game, and there's the bump, there's the physical challenge.
What did Caitlin do? She got up, she brushed it off, she walked to the free throw line, and drained her shots. But the media, they didn't talk about the foul. They didn't talk about her courage. Instead, some turned on her. And leading that charge, Jemele Hill. Jemele Hill's take. Jemele Hill, a former ESPN commentator turned media activist, took to her platform with a scathing critique. On national TV, Hill said Clark wasn't a victim. She accused her of weaponizing sympathy. She implied that Clark was receiving attention because of who she is, not what she does.
Person that's been definitely weighing in on this Caitlin Clark drama has been Jemele Hill. This is season 2 of Caitlin Clark and the Fever, and now we have a new Jemele Hill rant.
According to Hill, Clark's rise is less about talent and more about race, media bias, and privilege. Here's a quote from Hill's segment that caught fire online. "We have to stop pretending that Caitlin Clark is being bullied. She's not. She's just being treated like everyone else. The difference is she has the media propping her up while others are ignored." That one statement exploded across social media. And fans? They were furious. The public backlash. Immediately, Clark supporters clapped back. Fans across the country flooded Twitter, Instagram, and sports forums defending Caitlin's right to compete without being assaulted on the court. Former athletes, journalists, and even some current WNBA players came to her defense.
Caitlin Clark's muscles. Have a look at this. We notice. Caitlin, I didn't see those.
One popular post read, "It's not about privilege. It's about player safety." Caitlin Clark is getting targeted, and instead of calling it out, some media voices want to twist it into a culture war. And let's be honest, that's exactly what's happening. Caitlin Clark is a generational talent. She's breaking records, selling out arenas, and bringing millions of new fans to the WNBA. But instead of celebrating that, some of the media, like Jemele Hill, are trying to tear her down.
People are not just saying Caitlin Clark is being bullied just to say she's getting bullied. Caitlin Clark is being targeted and attacked by different players every time she walks on the court.
Why? Because Caitlin Clark doesn't fit their preferred narrative, the racial narrative. Jemele Hill has built her brand around pushing hard conversations on race and sports, and that's important. But in this case, many are accusing her of weaponizing those conversations against a player who has done nothing but show up, perform, and respect the game. Caitlin Clark has never disrespected her opponents. She's never played dirty. And when she gets knocked down, literally, she gets right back up. She hasn't complained. She hasn't begged for special treatment.
How much of this do you think, though, is the marketing potential of a Caitlin Clark? Because quite frankly, this is a league that is largely, as you said, largely black women. It's also largely LGBTQ.
But according to Hill, that's still not good enough. Instead of acknowledging Clark's composure and focus, Hill paints her as someone who benefits from racial favoritism, ignoring the fact that Clark has faced relentless criticism and physical targeting from day one in the WNBA. Critics of Hill say this: "You're not uplifting black athletes by tearing down Caitlin Clark. We can celebrate multiple stars at once. Caitlin Clark doesn't deserve to be the villain just because she's successful." Caitlin Clark's response: So how did Caitlin Clark respond to all this? As always with class. When asked about the physical play and media drama, Clark said this.
Financial ramifications for the WNBA, what it does in terms of moving the needle for the average fan. Take a look at this.
I'm just focused on getting better and helping my team. It's a physical league. I can handle it. I've always embraced the challenge. No finger pointing. No drama. Just grit. She didn't call out her attackers. She didn't take shots at the media. She let her game speak. And that's what makes this entire attack from Jemele Hill so bizarre. Clark is the ultimate professional. And yet, some of the media are going after her harder than the defenders who've literally knocked her to the ground. The real issue. Let's step back for a second. This isn't just about Caitlin Clark. It's about what kind of culture we're building around women's sports.
It's faced marketing challenges because of the things that you mentioned, because 70% of the players are Black women, because a third of them identify as LGBTQ+.
Are we encouraging talent, toughness, and teamwork? Or are we creating a toxic environment where success makes you a target, both on and off the court? The reality is this. Caitlin Clark is changing the game. She's selling out arenas. She's bringing in massive TV ratings. She's inspiring a generation of young girls who now dream of playing in the WNBA. But instead of celebrating that, people like Jemele Hill are making it political. They want to pit players against each other. They want to make everything about identity instead of basketball. That's not just wrong. That's dangerous for the future of the sport. What fans are saying. Go online and you'll see what real fans think. One top comment said it best. Caitlin Clark didn't ask to be the face of women's basketball. Her work ethic made her that. Stop blaming her for being great. Another fan wrote, Jemele Hill is attacking the wrong person. If you want to have a conversation about media bias, fine. But don't take it out on a 22-year-old athlete who's done nothing but show respect to the game. It's clear the public sees what's happening, and they're not buying the spin. Other athletes speak out. Even some athletes have had enough. Former NBA player Matt Barnes said on a podcast, Caitlin's getting targeted. That's not tough defense. That's sending a message. And if she fights back, good for her.
We get through the season and watch as time and time again these ladies attack Caitlin Clark.
Another WNBA veteran added anonymously, we should be protecting our rookies, not trying to break them. It's telling that players from both the men's and women's sides of sport are calling out the hypocrisy, even as certain media voices keep pushing their narratives. Jemele Hill doubles down. Despite the backlash, Jemele Hill hasn't backed down. She's continued to tweet, retweet, and defend her position, accusing critics of missing the point and claiming that the real issue is media favoritism, not her comments. But here's the thing. When you go on national TV and tear down a player who just got assaulted on the court, people are going to question your motives, and rightly so. Jemele Hill has a right to her opinion, but fans and athletes have every right to call it out when that opinion sounds more like a personal attack than real analysis. This story is bigger than Jemele Hill. It's bigger than Caitlin Clark. It's about how we treat excellence in women's sports. Do we uplift it? Or do we tear it down when it doesn't come in the package some people expect? Do we allow players like Caitlin Clark to rise based on merit? Or do we bog them down in political narratives they never asked to be part of? Because let's face it, if Caitlin Clark wasn't dominating, if she wasn't confident, if she didn't have the spotlight, no one would care.
Teams would I not want to see in the playoffs? And that's where you brought up the fever, I think.
But because she's winning, now she's a target. That says a lot more about the critics than it does about her. In the end, Caitlin Clark is doing exactly what great athletes do. She's tuning out the noise. She's showing up. She's staying focused. And if that threatens certain media voices, so be it. Jemele Hill can talk. The critics can tweet. But Caitlin Clark will keep putting up numbers, breaking records, and proving every night that she belongs. So the next time you hear someone attacking Caitlin Clark for defending herself, remember this. She's not the problem. She's a reason women's basketball is finally getting the attention it deserves. If you support Caitlin Clark and what she's doing for the game, hit that like button, subscribe for more WNBA updates.